Boston as 2K Sports brings you today's action live. Buckle yourselves in, everybody. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. Hi, everyone. Kevin Harlan with me tonight. Stan Van Gundy and Greg Anthony. And Allie LaForce is reporting on the sideline. You look at the Jazz.
And the atmosphere is always electric in a rivalry matchup like this one. You gotta love it.
Yeah, they can say what they will about this being just another game. You can see it in their eyes. This is different.
Both of these teams have been having a tough go of it lately, Stan. They've been unable to string together wins.
And Kevin, there's no better way for a team to get off the ropes than to face a team that's also on the ropes. One of these teams that's got to get their mojo back tonight.
And maybe more than any team in the West, GA, the Jazz, really committing to the rebuild.
Well, in the West, it seems like you got 13 or 14 teams all trying to win now, and it just doesn't work that way. So it's not just about talent, it's also about timing.
Now, here's Tucker. Nembhard's shot is good.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
It's time to send it over now to our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Well, I had a chance to talk with head coach Joe Mazzulla.
We talked about Lauri Markkanen, and I asked him how he wanted his players to guard him tonight, and he said we can't afford to lose sight of him out on the perimeter because he's a big that can really shoot it, especially when he's operating in the pick and roll. It'll be interesting to see how Markkanen fares against them in this one. Back to you guys.
Allie, thank you so much. Hits the three-point bomb. Nembhard's got his second bucket of the night.
That's the kind of D that you're not going to find success with, guys. They've got to get a hand in the face.
And Watson has it in the corner. 6 to shoot. Left side, George. Rebounded by the Celtics.
That's one he knows he should have drained.
Now Brown. Pass to Pritchard. Celtics passing it around. Brown with it. George picks him up. Brown, no good.
And really, despite that miss, they've had a solid start offensively.
George up top. The shot by Markkanen. Nobody around. That ball's nice feed that time from George.
That high release that Markkanen has is such a weapon for him, especially in a catch-and-shoot situation.
Here's Brown. Score the basket. Nice shot after missing his first attempt.
Terrific finish there from Brown. He goes up strong and absorbs the contact.
Outside, Markkanen. It's stolen by Pritchard. And here's Brown outside. That's basket number 2 with his third shot off to a fast 2 for 3.
And I like to see this. They're calling his number early, and he's delivering.
Yeah, well, his offensive contributions are going to be very important in this game. So it's good they've already got him in a rhythm.
Pass to Pritchard. Now Nembhard. And again, Boston with the triple.
And from three-point range, guys, he has hit the ground running. What a first quarter.
George with the ball. Still without a basket. The Jazz with another miss.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
A shot by Nembhard, no good. And so George will bring it up for Utah, trailing here by 8. Wilson into the lane to end the run. A nice shot by George.
And developing that three-ball shot, George is putting in the work now.
Pass to Nembhard. Back to Pritchard. Takes a 3. And again, it's Boston with a 3.
And the defense is in disbelief here. Triple after triple.
Now Wilson. Back to George. Pass to Wilson. Marking in from outside. No good. That's miss number 2. He's 1 for 3. Here's Nemhard. Now here's Brown. Now Pritchard. Boston needs to get off the shot. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation.
Number 19,
Jazz trail by 8. Pass to Watson. Back to George. Lets it go with a 3. It's good, and Watson picking up the assist. 6 points for George.
Well, he's a solid threat from outside the arc. George is a volume shooter from there for a reason.
And so the timeout by Joe Mazzulla here. Coach is going to take a few minutes to regroup and go over the strategy. By Wilson. George with the ball. Conley picks him up. Back to George. Lets the 3 fly. And the Jazz another 3.
Well, this is something George does a good job of, creating chances for others to score.
And here is Conley. Now Hauser. Shot clock at 6. Here's Shireman. Got a hand on it. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. And Utah has possession. Trailing by 2. Outside, George. Watson for 3. His second shot goes in, off to a good start, 2 for 2.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Pass to Shireman. Back to Conley. Over Kessler. Conley's shot is off.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
Back to George. Puts up a deep 3. Sinks it. What range from outside. Wow. Now it's a 4-point Jazz lead. Here are the Celtics with the ball. Now here is Conley. Nothing on the board. Celtics passing it around. Just 5 to shoot. Again, the miss by the Celtics.
Well, that is stifling coverage on the perimeter. That's how you stop a good shooter in his tracks.
Watson's shot is off. Pass to Conley. And here's McDermott. Can they get it? Wilson grabs the board. Here's George. 9 points in the game so far. Now Bailey. Launches it. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
All these threes they're giving up have really been the driving force on this run.
Conley with it. And George gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul.
Personal foul. First team foul. Substitution on the court.
Now Pritchard. In the corner, it's Toppin. Just 5 on the clock. Pass to Olynyk. Stolen by Markkanen. With the putback. Goes back up. And here's George for 3. And it's out of bounds. The Celtics will take it the other way.
Coming onto the floor for the Jazz.
Celtics trailed by 7. Here's Pritchard. He has 5. Brown outside. And it's hauled in by Lauri Markkanen. And so Markkanen will bring it up for the Jazz. Coach, you and I were just talking about this the other day. We don't see many Finnish players in the NBA. I know Lauri is proud of that.
Well, he should be, Kevin, because he's not only a great player, but he's probably a role model for everybody in Finland, and proving that you can come from anywhere now in the NBA and make yourself into a great player if you have both the skill and the desire to do so.
And let's get your take, guys, on the scoring breakdown for the Jazz.
Well, the coaching staff's game plan is very clear. Move the ball on the perimeter and shoot the shots with no hesitation.
And also, guys, they're playing for one another right now. All those extra passes are leading to easy buckets.
Now here's Conley. He has yet to score. Here's Shireman. And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul. Shot misses. He'll be shooting 2.
And I like the fact that the defense is looking to protect the rim at all costs.
Good on both. And the Jazz with possession. 6-point lead. Pass to Markkanen. Shoots over Hauser. And there's the bucket from Markkanen. Markkanen's got 5 points so far.
How about the soft touch there from Markkanen? A dangerous weapon on offense, constantly looking for ways to score.
Here's Hauser. Here's McDermott. Makes it off the glass.
I'll tell you what, I'm not sure these guys can keep this up.
Well, you expect there to be peaks and valleys, but you've got some excellent scores on both sides.
Now, here's Exum. And here's Markkanen. Shoots over Hauser. Used the shot fake to create the angle, but couldn't get it to fall.
Yeah, not his best night in terms of shot selection. Lucky for him, his teammates have picked up the slack.
Down low. Here's Garza. Sinks that one from the post. And now it's just a 4-point Jazz lead. Exum the bounce pass. Now here's Markkanen. He has 5. Here's the 3. Buries it from 3-point range. He's got 8.
Well, we see this more and more. Big guys who can really shoot it from deep.
And so it's the Utah Jazz heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. They've done a lot of great work from long range. Right back after this break. And if you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter in this one. And the guys, what's your take on Utah so far?
I know it's early, but all those 3-pointers, boy, do they add up.
And with each made 3, their confidence continues to build. Their opposition try to slow them down.
Celtics trailed by 7. Pritchard with the ball. Inside. Here's Toppin. And Toppin throws it down.
Oh, that's a major league throwdown.
Keeps a tight grip on that rim, too, after the finish. Right now, let's take a second to catch up with Allie LaForce on the sidelines.
Thanks a lot. A big win here or there can really sustain a rebuilding team, and Utah coach Will Hardy said the results matter in order to keep belief in your process, seeing the work pay off. The building of a team doesn't happen in one day. The players are staying with it, and they deserve all of the credit for that. Back to you.
Okay, Allie, we thank you for the report. Quarter number 2 with just over a minute gone. Brown outside. There's the 3. It's hauled in by Watson. Jazz leading by 7. Pass to Exum. Back to Watson. And play stops. Whistle on what looks to be an illegal screen.
And not the most common call you'll see in the NBA, but hard to argue that pick wasn't illegal.
Yeah, and that's maybe something that should be called more. We see a lot of moving screens in today's NBA.
Now Brown. He's got 5. Brown. Whoa!
My goodness. Brown with the massive throwdown.
To the wing on the left. Back to Exum. It's stolen by Pritchard. And a fast break now for the Celtics. Throws it up high. Pirtle with the steal. Pass to Wilson. Nice ball movement by Utah. There's the screen. Clock at 6. A nice shot by Exum.
And that pick takes the D totally out of the equation.
Yeah, you've got to lock and trail hard. You can't allow him a clean look from that.
Now Nembhard to the paint. Here's Kata.
And that's a little lack of fight at the defensive end.
Absolutely. At least on that slam, you're right. That's one way to let a team back in the game.
Yeah, but also credit the offense there. That's making a play when you really need it, and they need more of that.
And so the timeout by Will Hardy here. Coach is going to talk some things over with the team. Might be seeing something to adjust. Three minutes of action so far in the second quarter. Jazz leading by 5. Right side, George. Count that as his 4th basket of the night. Just 7 shots to get there.
And nice touch inside. George can finish from all 3 levels.
Brown outside. Over Watson. And it's Brown missing.
Just tremendous defense right there. Applying the pressure.
To the left side wing. Bailey with a wide open look. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. On the wing, Brown. It's tipped. George looking around. And the dunk by Pirtle.
Assisted.
Looking to make plays for others. We've seen this from him all night.
Yeah, when there's been an open man, he's found him. And you love to see a guy dishing it like this.
Pass to Hauser. And that one falls coming off Conley's feet. Hauser's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Outside, George. Here's Wilson. Toppin covering. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And here's George for 3. It's hauled in by Brown.
3 triples in the first quarter, but he's yet to knock one down here in the second.
And there's the big-time jam as he slams it right over Pirtle.
Flashing his athleticism there. Once Brown gets solid interior positioning, he's focused on jamming it home.
Pass to Watson. Launches a three. That one's all good. Now he's 3 for 5 from the field. And GA, a lot of the best defensive teams in the league have some stout zone looks they can go to. Where do those in a game come in handy?
I mean, often it's a way of challenging opponents to make perimeter shots, but also you want to show different looks just to kind of disrupt the rhythm of a team's offensive flow.
Pass to Pirtle. George up top. He's got 11. Olenek with the steal. To the middle. Here's Toppin. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. It's his first trip to the line.
And his percentage at the line last season, right at the 75% mark.
He hits both from the stripe. And here's George. He'll bring it up for the Jazz. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. They host the Clippers after this game, and that will be the first game of 5 straight at home. Pass to Wilson. And down it goes, jamming that one home.
Yeah, they want more playmaking from Markkanen. That's the next step in his game.
And so the timeout by Joe Mazzulla here. He's going to take a minute here to get things straightened out. Outside Conley. Pass to Garza. Stolen by Kessler. Here's George. Step back shot. Garza pulls it in.
When the defense is playing off you like that, you want to be able to convert. But that time, he just couldn't get it done.
Here's Conley. Still scoreless. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Hauser. And it's sent back by Kessler.
Oh, big Walker Kessler. That is how you use your side.
Number 10.
The Jazz making a switch here. Outside, George. Pass to Dick. Back to Markkanen. The 3. Offensive rebound. Here's Kessler. And Kessler throws it down.
Well, gobbling up boards is what Kessler does best. Got some points out of that one, too.
Now, Hauser. He's guarded by Markkanen. Pass to Garza. Dick with the steal. Here's Markkanen. And Markkanen throws it down.
Well, he's known primarily for his shooting, but don't be fooled. Markkanen is more than capable of finishing strong.
And here is Conley. Here's Shireman. Shot clock at 3. In transition, here come the Jazz. Outside, George shoots the 3. A 3-pointer is right on target. George has got the lead up to 12 now for the Jazz. Pass to Shireman. Back to Conley. They get a hand on it. Stolen by George. And now Utah, fast break. Here's Kessler. And Kessler throws it down.
Well, what I love about Walker Kessler, he's a 7-footer who plays like a 7-footer.
Here's Shireman. Back to Conley. Clock at 6. Pass to Garza. Stolen by Kessler. And the Jazz pushing it up now. George with no one around. And another 3 for Utah.
Another turnover there leading to a basket.
Now here is Conley. Scoreless thus far. Pass to Shireman. Here's Garza. 6 to shoot. They need this. Hits it from three-point range.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
Well, you know it's become a three-point shooting league. Teams shooting a steady diet from outside.
And so the timeout by Will Hardy here. He's ready to talk things through with them. So it's both teams making substitutions here.
Substitution on the court.
Outside, Markkanen. Pass to Dick. Nice ball movement by Utah. Shoots over McDermott. Dick can't get it to go.
Well, when they're playing off you, you have to make them pay. And he couldn't.
Here's Shireman. He's got 5. Just 4 to shoot. And the basket by Olynyk. Olynyk's got his second basket of the night.
And Olynyk has a good feel for when he should look to score. I love when he's assertive inside.
From deep. Offensive rebound. Hurdle. Slammed home, and he draws the foul. A chance for another point at the free throw line. It's going to be on Doug McDermott.
Super work on the boards. Boy, they really want to put their foot down on him now.
Yeah, and once you've got him on the ropes, Greg, just keep swinging away.
Yeah, this is the spot where coaches want you to be relentless. Don't even give them a glimpse of hope.
Back to Conley. Utah with the rebound.
Well, the defense just dared him to take that one. Poor execution on their part, but they got lucky.
Outside, George. Here's Exum. And the last second attempt doesn't fall. And so it's the Utah Jazz. Their lead at 15 going into the break. They've had such great ball movement and shot selection, and it's led to a terrific field goal percentage. And we'll be right back after this. And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway. And so it's Utah with it. 15-point game. Markkanen with it. Outside, George. Watson the screen. Takes a shot at the elbow. George with the bucket. George has got 19 points.
Easy to see the kind of impact George is going to have in this league. Already so productive.
Back to Brown. Up again. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Always better to be lucky than good when it comes to offensive rebound. And unless you're as good as he is, then those tip-ins are all about skill.
Pass to Kessler. To the left wing. Markkanen from outside. Rebounded by the Celtics. Now, here's Toppin. Here's Nembhard. Excellent D there from George. Jazz leading by 15. Just over a minute and a half have passed here in the third quarter. Now Watson. 9 points in the game so far. Shoots it up. And he didn't get quite enough under that one. And here's Brown. He'll bring it up for Boston. They've only allowed 2 points so far here in the second half. Pass to Pritchard. That one goes. Count it. Pritchard's got 7 points.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash-mouth physical basketball, guys.
Here's Markkanen. The rebound by Cada.
That's 1 for their first 4 to start the second half.
Just under 2.5 minutes into the third quarter now. Ethan Emhard. 3-pointers off the mark. Jazz leading by 13. On the wing, Markkanen. It's George on the wing. Out to the right wing. Pass to Watson. To stop the drought. Drains it from beyond the arc. He's got 12.
Well, they have leaned on him offensively with good reason. Efficiency will help you win a lot of games.
Now Pritchard. From the arc. Good on the triple. Pritchard's got 5 points now this quarter.
Matching baskets from the perimeter, an earmark of today's game.
Yeah, sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
Oh, and the lead gets bigger on a ridiculous offensive sequence.
That dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop. Bounce pass, Nemhard. Brown outside. To the wing right side. The second chance effort. The rebound by the Jazz.
Well, his shot selection's been poor. If I were coaching this team, he'd be sitting next to me.
To stand here, we have one of the bright young centers in the NBA, Walker Kessler.
Look, start with this with Walker Kessler, Kevin. A great rim protector. You're just not going to get layups with Walker Kessler on the floor. Then he's an outstanding offensive rebounder, and he's got great hands, which makes him very effective as a roll man in the pick and roll.
Now we'll hear from Allie LaForce, and she's got a story for us. An update. Allie?
Thank you, Kevin. Jaylen Brown is rounding out his game in all facets. He said, I've definitely worked on my playmaking, just being able to see the floor, making great reads, creating for my teammates, and putting pressure on the defense. Back to you guys.
Allie LaForce with the report. Hey, Allie, thanks. Pass to Pritchard. And here is Toppin. The Celtics working the ball around now. To the inside. And stolen by Watson. Here's Bailey. Now here's Wilson. Toppin covering. Beyond the arc. The shot by Wilson, no good. Celtics trailed by 17. Pass to Pritchard. And here is Toppin. Here's Cada. He's covered by Kessler. Now here's Exum. And Pritchard pulls it down. And here is Brown. Here's Cada. Pass to Pritchard. To end the drought. Good on the three-point shot. Pritchard's got 13.
And that kick takes the D totally out of the equation.
Yeah, you've got to lock and trail hard. You can't allow him a clean look from that.
Watson for 3. They get it back. Back to Kessler. It's Exum on the wing. 5 on the clock. Second chance shot. Kessler, no good. Celtics trailed by 14. Brown feeling out a bit.
Well, we know what kind of scorer he is, but he could use a little help.
And so the timeout by Will Hardy here. He made the decision to huddle up with his guys and talk about strategy.
Give it up for Celtics.
Utah with the ball, leading by 12. Pass to Exum. From outside the arc, and Shireman pulls it down. And so Conley will bring the ball up for Boston. Here's Shireman. Now here's McDermott. Outside Conley. Shot clock at 6. And it's sent back by Kessler.
Well, they might think twice before bringing it inside again. Kessler with ferocious interior defense.
Celtics trail by 12. And here's Conley outside. No good there. Here's Bailey. He's got 5. Pass to Kessler. Now Markkanen. Shoots over Olynyk. Another miss by Utah.
You can tell he's forcing things a bit at the moment. He's been trying to get it going, but this hasn't been his quarter.
Here's Shireman. Pass to Hauser. A 3-ball. And it's hauled in by Lauri Markkanen.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Over to the left wing. Kessler with it. And he can't stop this drought. Another miss. Now Conley. Pass to McDermott. Here's Hauser. Back to McDermott. And a miss there with a chance to cut the lead to single digits. Exum deciding where to go with it. Here's Bailey. He has 5. Kicks it out to Markkanen. Connects from 3-point range. Markkanen's got 13.
Watch out. Now that he's got his first 3 of the half, there might be more in store.
Pass to Shireman. Now here's McDermott. Out to the wing. And it's sent back by Kessler. The Jazz making a switch here.
Substitution on the court.
Jazz leading by 15. And so they foul intentionally.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
1:35 left in the third quarter. Pass to Watson. Nice ball movement by Utah. From deep, George sinks the 3-pointer. George has got 24 points.
And really, as the 3-pointers keep dropping, you get the sense that the frustration is mounting for the defense.
And here's McDermott. 6 to shoot. Pass to Conley. From downtown, that one misses.
But deep into the game, his team is lagging, and he's been unable to help. Brutal performance from him.
You know, I love how he absorbs the foul and still had a chance to knock that one down.
The Jazz shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
And their numbers from the line last season, they're good, just not great. About 77% as a team.
And he sinks the second. Here is Conley. No scoring in this one. Pass to Hauser. Looking to end the run. And it's Utah with the rebound. Here's Bailey. Outside Wilson. Here's Watson. Down through the hoop it goes. That's his 5th make on 9 shots from the floor.
And they're getting points. They're getting stops. And this is how they'd like to play all the time.
Great example of how to build a lead and then sustain it. You win games on both ends of the floor.
Conley gets the bucket. Conley's got his first 2 points.
Just a late reaction there from the defense, and he is always going to finish that one.
And so it's Utah taking a 19-point lead into the break. They've got a big advantage in the turnover stats because of their intense defense.
78.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the 4th quarter, but stranger things have happened. And so it's Pritchard who brings the ball up for the Celtics. Pass to Nembhard. Shot clock at 5. And the 3 off target. Utah leading by 19 points. And here's Exum. He's covered by Pritchard. Here's Dick. No good from outside. And Boston has possession. Inside. And Toppin throws it down.
Nice pass inside. Making things easy for him now.
Pass to Pirtle. Here's Bailey. Kicks it out to Markkanen. Exum with a wide open look. Traps in the tray.
He is cold-blooded. Drops the dagger. Piles on to what was already a big lead.
And defensively, that kind of effort is just not going to cut it.
Pass to Queta. 18 feet out. Again, the Celtics good for 2.
Well, I'm not sure what he was thinking there, but he drained it.
Now, here's Exum. Here's Bailey. Now, Markkanen. Toppin covering. Right side, Markkanen. And it's good for 2. And the Jazz lead by 20.
Well, it doesn't matter where he is on the court. Markkanen is a pure shooter.
Pass to Pritchard. Nembhard with it. Here's Queta. Dick defending. And Queta gets it to go.
See, now that layup isn't possible without the help of the pick.
And Will Hardy is called timeout. And that timeout by coach was carefully measured, wanting to make sure that everybody is on the same page here. For those just joining us, 4th quarter here. We're just over 2.5 minutes into it. Wilson. It's hauled in by Brown.
Fading away. He makes that shot harder than it needs to be.
Pass to Olynyk. Out left to the wing. The tray. The rebound by the Jazz. And here's George. Releases. The Jazz again can't hit it.
He'll probably hear about that shot selection when he gets back to the bench. Maybe not their best option now.
Down low. Stolen by Wilson. A clear look for George. And some very quick points for him on that possession. George has got 26 points. And we'll get a look at how the hustle stat game has been going for the Jazz.
Well, they've shown just outstanding effort defensively, and it's resulted in several forced turnovers.
And you also have to applaud how they've been able to create turnovers and then convert those on the offensive end.
Jazz leading by 20. Pass to Exum. Back to George. There's the triple. Buries the long-range jumper. George has got 5 points now this quarter.
And he got loose from the three-point range in the first half and showing signs here that he's still got the flow in the second.
Nembhard inside the three-point line. Offline from the top of the key. Now here's Exum. Pass to George.
I see him.
Now Exum. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Wilson. Off target with his 3. And here's Brown. He'll bring it up for Boston. We all hear about AI in the workplace, and I don't mean Allen Iverson, although we could put him in the workplace. Greg, now teams are using computers to break down the action.
Yeah, able to use camera tracking to assess credit and blame, right? So maybe the little things in winning plays that went unnoticed, they won't be overlooked much anymore.
That's why you never quit battling on the offensive glass.
And that's a nice reward for his effort. The flush, perfect.
Well, that's what he does. He makes an impact with his activity on the boards.
Here's Pritchard. Pass to Nembhard. Offensive struggles continue, missing again. Outside, George. And here's Exum. Over to the left wing. Here's Pirtle. Finds the bottom of the bucket from 13 feet out.
And watching that defensive effort right there, you wonder how much they want this game.
Yeah, I got to agree. Their defensive commitment's got to be a lot better.
Back to Pritchard. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Pritchard's got 13 points in the second half.
Timeout.
Well, he's making a concerted effort to use the three-point shot here in the second half. Only 1 in the first, 3 since the break.
And Will Hardy is called timeout. It's a chance for them to regroup and refocus. Both teams will make substitutions. Pass to Bailey. Officiating is always a hot topic among fans. It's never going to go away. And some people think the game is called too closely now.
Be careful, Kevin. We don't need any fines over here. Fans are bound to get frustrated with certain calls, but overall, I think our officials do a great job, and the game is about as fair as it can be.
I'll tell you, you give Conley the ball and trust him to make the right decision.
Pass to Watson for 3. They get the rebound. Now Bailey. The Jazz with another miss.
You know what? They're winning, though, despite the fact that he has just been really off.
McDermott with it. To the right side. Pocket 6. Hauser misses. Jazz leading by 21. Outside, George. Watson, that's for 2. Kicks it out to Markkanen. Stolen by Conley. It's hauled in by George.
Well, you win and lose as a team, so the fact that they're trailing isn't all on him. But with that said, he's had a rough shooting performance.
Now Bailey. 5 to shoot. drains the three-pointer.
And they've got to talk to each other on D there. Miscommunication, and now he's able to make a pay.
Pass to McDermott. Now Hauser. Jacks up a three. That shot off the mark.
Well, it's been a frustrating night for him at the offensive end. Just not able to give them any kind of a lift.
Outside, Markkanen. Wants to get it to Watson and does. Kicks it out to Markkanen. The three from George. Conley grabs the miss. Here are the Celtics with the ball. So, as a coach, during this long season, how do you keep your players engaged?
That's a great question, Kevin, but I got to tell you, I think it comes more to the players than the coaches. I think as a coach, you try to be consistent. You're always a little worried about fatigue. You've got to be concerned about the work and rest balance, both mentally and physically. But the players just have to be professional and get themselves ready to play on a daily basis.
And Will Hardy is called timeout. Wants to make sure everybody's coordinated and intent. And he knocks down the first one. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. Jazz leading by 22. Here's Collier. Pulls from the top of the key. And Boston with the rebound.
Well, he's going to have some explaining to do on the sideline about why he took that shot.
Yeah, you know, back in the day, you'd be taking a seat. Now, unfortunately, it seems like we see too many ill-advised shots.
And it's Utah's ball. Williams double team. It's deflected.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Jazz.
This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
A hugely satisfying win. A game that not many will soon forget. And on the other side, one that I think most will try to forget.
And during the long NBA season, each contest important. Here tonight. Tonight's win will give them 4 on the season.
And with the win approaching, they'll take the first game here of 2 that they'll play against this team. Nice to get that first one out of the way and set the tone.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Keontae George.
Well, he was the reliable option for them on just about every possession. So dependable, always making the right decision.
Puts up a 3. Rebound by Williams. And the Jazz with possession here. Pass to Collier. 6 to shoot. The Jazz need to get off a shot here. Here's Filipowski. Here's Hendricks. Outside Williams. And so it's Utah easily grabbing the win. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't care what the matchup is. You never expect a road team to come in and just cruise.